Hi, welcome to Crafty Friday. Today on SoCraftastic, I'm going to show you how to make your very own Halloween snow globes. Ooh, these decorations are fairly easy to make and pretty affordable as well. You only need a few supplies to make them. So if you're in need of some creepy decorations, this project is for you. I had a lot of fun making these and I hope that you will too, so let's get into the video. If anyone ever tells you that snow globes are just for winter or Christmas time, they're completely wrong because you can actually make them for any season or holiday. And we're gonna do Halloween ones in this video, of course. Here are the supplies you'll need. A glass jar, such as a mason jar. Distilled water, and yes, it has to be distilled or else algae or other weird things could form in the water over time. Glitter, any shiny sparkly glitter or fake snow or sequins or anything that you want. Something sparkly that can go in your water. Glycerin, which is ideal, or you can use baby oil instead if you don't have glycerin. Some really fun Halloween-y figurines, and some really strong glue such as E6000 or epoxy. First, you need to decide what you want to put inside your creepy snow globe. I'm going to feature these plastic skulls. I decided that it would be really cool to do kind of a skull totem pole, so I'm actually going to glue 3 of these on top of one another. The best way to get these to stick together better is to use some sandpaper and sand both surfaces. So you'll sand the top of one skull and the bottom of another where you're going to glue them together. And then you'll want to put a big glob of the E6000 glue on. Now we have a creepy skull statue that actually would look really cool on its own if you kind of glue it to a wooden coaster or something of that sort, just to kind of mount it and create a sculpture. But these guys are going to be submerged in water for the rest of their life. So I am going to now sand down the lid. Now we're going to attach the bottom skull to the lid. This part took a while because I had to make sure that it didn't topple over, and I also had to make sure that it fit inside the jar. After a few minutes, it was kind of leaning a little bit because the back of the skull didn't actually connect to the lid. So I put a little wood piece under, it's just a wooden circle, and I glued that, and it made it stand up a lot better and dry nicely. Now I'm taking my mason jar and I'm going to fill it almost all the way up to the top with the distilled water. Now I'm doing a test to show you that because my skulls are hollow, they're actually going to push the water really far up and make it overflow. So what I'm going to do is poke 2 little holes into each of my skulls, and this will just cause the water to flow into them and they'll take up a lot less room in the jar. So I'm doing this carefully with an X-Acto knife, and then I'm just going to run another test and show you how they fit in the jar. Now I'm taking those out and I'm going to pour in a little bit of glycerin, just a dash, and it should just look really cool. Look at that. The glycerin is involved in this project because it helps the glitter to look much cooler when you're shaking it around. It just falls a little bit more slowly. Now this time is for real. I'm actually submerging my skull totem pole into the jar. And then you're going to take the other part of the lid and just twist that around as tightly as you can, and then flip it over and shake, 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 and you are done. creepy heads in a jar. What more could you ask for this Halloween? It's the perfect decoration. For the smaller jar, I'm going to show you a different way that you can make the decoration inside. I'm going to be using some aluminum foil, a ceramic figure, and some polymer clay. I'm going to take my foil and just make a little mound. Make sure that you can fit the jar over that. Now I'm going to take polymer clay. I'm using black, and I'm just going to cover the entire little foil mound with that clay. The reason I'm doing this is because the pumpkin I'm using is kind of short, so I want to prop it up inside the jar. Once the foil is covered with clay and you have smoothed it out, you're going to attach the pumpkin to the top, but I actually have a little disclaimer, so cut to me talking to you guys now. You can see right here that the paint or whatever type of glaze was on this, cracked and bubbled in the oven. Now this is really strange because acrylic paint, such as when I make clay charms, doesn't do that, and it's safe to bake. So if you end up using this type of decoration, I would recommend to cut the metal part off. That's the part that would stick into a plant, because these are actually plant decorations. Then after you bake the clay mound and it cools off, then you can glue the pumpkin onto the mound and the mound onto the lid. The other option is you can leave that metal piece on, poke a hole before you bake, but remove the pumpkin, and then you can use some glue to try and get it back into that hole after you bake. Now back to the tutorial, but just remember that this part shows that I baked it and it gets these little nasty holes in the mound. So I made a little bit of a mistake, but this footage does show you what I did. I poked the pumpkin down into the mound of clay, and then I baked according to the directions on my specific package of clay. So that means I baked at 275 Fahrenheit for about 7 minutes. And I baked that right on the lid. So once the figure is completely cool, I just sanded the inside of the lid and the bottom of the clay mound, and then I applied E6000 glue and I just attached that like so. Now do all of the same steps that you did for the previous snow globe. You're just going to fill it with some distilled water, and that was actually a little bit too full, so I dumped some out, and then put some glycerin in. And any glitter that you want to. Stick the pumpkin guy inside, and if you need to add more water, you can. And that is all. Pumpkin snow globe complete. Show me your creepy handmade Halloween snow globes by using hashtag SoCraftastic on Instagram. And all you gotta do is shake 'em up, shake 'em up, shake 'em up. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you are new to my channel, I want you to know that every single Friday I put out a video called Crafty Friday, and I do a DIY. I do tons of different DIYs on this channel, so there is a wide variety of things, and you shouldn't get bored. You better not get bored. Every Friday I ask you guys, the viewers, to send in your photos of recreations from my tutorials. This week I'm just going to place a wide collection of different projects, especially ones that are fall decor and Halloween decor type things. There's some room decor and tutus and other stuff. Thank you guys so much for sending your photos in to me. Remember to use hashtag SoCraftastic on Instagram if you want your snow globes to be seen. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And you can check out more videos in the description box below. I have my Halloween playlist, my Crafty Friday playlist. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day and a happy Halloween. I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye! Welcome to Crafty Friday. I don't know what that was. Today I'm gonna hit my elbow on the door and the other one some more. I don't even know. and they make great decor for around your home. I sound like an infomercial, what? Shake the skull jock, hey!